to get you ready for all the big events in your neighborhood.
That's right. The Weather Channel has you covered here from coast to coast.
Storms right now are moving across parts of the south this morning. Thankfully, no severe weather in progress. We think that's going to change later on today. A live look at Vicksburg, Mississippi, where the clouds are kind of building around. It kind of has that feel that a southern storm system is approaching. You know?
Yeah, it's windy, it's getting more humid. It definitely has that kind of feel today.
Yeah. And we have, of course, other areas, too, that are in the red zone for severe weather, especially later on today, with a significant tornado threat, more so than yesterday.
Yes, and so we're going to get you into that here. There's a number of areas that could see thunderstorms, too, even outside of this. Hail, damaging winds, all the threats are out there. Plus, of course, we've got the winter weather. There are blizzard warnings. So much happening.
It's a mess out there, no question. So in today's big deal, we got our winter storm.
Keeping storms today, but we've got that chance here to the upper Midwest and the Ohio Valley, and I think in some areas where the rain is most persistent, like Chicago to St. Louis, we've got 1 to 2 inches of rain in the forecast, and then it heads back to the Northeast, which we'll get to and talk about after what a weekend we had in the Northeast.
Right?
I mean, we had more than 2 feet of snow in Maine and New Hampshire.
It came down in bunches, and the rain too for the areas that didn't get the snow.
Yeah.
I mean, no disrespect to winter weather, but it was like this time in March, and when I was living in Madison, I always thought the winter sucks. You know?
It's true. It's not the same as a November snow, that's for sure.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Well, dusty skies make parts of Texas certainly.
What is the bigger or biggest spring break bummer to you? Is it the sargassum or the seaweed? Is it bad weather? Maybe piles of snow or the crowds?
Well, how about...
Yeah, I mean, the snow is continuing to come down out there across Minnesota, South Dakota. I was checking out some of the cameras, and the snow is not that heavy, but it's enough to coat the roads.
Absolutely, and enough to make you just think twice about, do I really need to go out right now?
I know.
You just got to think about that, no doubt. It's crazy that we went through most of the winter not having to deal with this, and here we are working our way closer to April. And we're getting on some good, decent snows. Now, the alerts, they were enough to keep the kids home from school in parts of Minnesota. Meteorologist Felicia Combs joining us now from St. Cloud. And Felicia, you know, I have to say, you're probably in the better spot in terms of the weather conditions. I know you don't like the cold or the snow, but I think it's better than the cold and the rain that's not too far to your east.
Oh yeah, if we've said it once, we've said it a million times here on the Weather Channel. The snow is
showing up at spring break hotspots like Cancun.
Yeah, we've got some brown waves showing up along the Florida coast as well. Here, we were just looking this morning. There's a little thin line out there as the waves came up here. This is in Englewood, Florida, on the west coast. Now, maybe this will make some families think about changing their plans, or maybe not. We're going to talk more about it. Dr. Brian LaPointe, research professor at Florida. Yeah, it's really concerning. Dr. LaPointe, thank you so much for joining us again here from Florida Atlantic University. It's concerning because, of course, it affects, you know, your ability to maybe enjoy the beach. It stinks, you know, it stinks. But what's concerning is the fact that it's forming. What's driving that? Is it the warming ocean? You know, is it fertilizers, nitrogen, et cetera, going into the water?
All that. It is, and again, the fact that we're seeing it growing in these just massive amounts so quickly is just amazing.
Well, don't forget our question of the day. We are asking you to get you ready for all the big events in your neighborhood.
Weather Channel has you covered here from coast to coast.
Storms right now are moving across parts of the south. Thankfully, none severe yet. I think that's going to change. If you look at a live look at Vicksburg, Mississippi, right behind us, clouds are starting to build. This is kind of a classic morning in advance of some bad weather ahead. I think many of us will see skies like this before thunderstorms move through.
Yeah, you see the clouds kind of moving quickly, and that's a sign of the stronger winds that we have at the upper levels. So watching that risk today, we also have some snow that's still falling. There's blizzard warnings out there. I mean, there's a lot to look at.
It's March. That's what you get, right? It is a season that you can get these big systems. Well, in today's big deal, our winter storm is